Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we got a clip that has sort of been going viral. This lady right here on the screen, apparently her name or her moniker is Jim Jules, was on a podcast. And the viral video is of her flipping out. She's throwing stuff at a particular guy on the podcast. You know, she's angry, you know, and the security has to like come and escort her away. So this is her trying to explain away to everybody why she crashed out on that podcast, and it still don't make no sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to listen to this, her explanation, and then play the clip that went viral. I really hate to, just as an aside, y'all, I really hate to be playing these kinds of videos because I hate the way these chicks talk. I hate the way they talk, the slow. And yeah, I mean, and I know sometimes I can speak slowly or pause a lot, but I've been trying to actually get my thoughts together because I have thoughts. I just don't like the way it go. Anyway, that was just a small rant, but here we go.
Okay, guys, good morning. All right. So, I was on this podcast last night, and well, let me give a little bit of lore to the situation. So, I was on his podcast, and maybe like last year, beginning of this year, and he asked me if I had ever been like touched as a kid, and I answered truthfully and told him yeah. And he went on this spiel about how like, oh, women are the way that they are because of how men, and like he was just very much, you know, yeah. So fast forward to last night, I guess he got his feelings hurt because he was going back and forth with me. Like he was very like dick in the butt, acting like a bitch. And okay, guys, good morning. And the sad thing is, these are the men, like, men are supposed to protect us. Men are supposed to protect us. But they're going to sit there, like, instead of being like, you know, like the only thing he knew about me was that he asked me that on his podcast. And the only thing he knew about me was that, like, that's the only thing he knew about me. So that's what he used as an insult. And I'm just like, bro, like your male counterpart did that to me. Like, this is like your men hold y'all don't hold each other accountable. But you want to throw something back on my face that a man did to me, and you saying that my mom let me? Like, who the fuck would what? Like, Like, so yeah, like it's don't ever think it's not like this is the men that y'all listening to. These are men that we put in a position. These are men that we're like, and the sad thing is, it's supposed to.
Now, what you're about to see is the incident in question. So I want you to listen closely. If it's low, that's because of the way it was recorded. Okay, I'm gonna try to turn it up, but I can't guarantee that you can hear it any better than I can hear it. And I just want y'all to listen as carefully as possible to this exchange, because this is the exchange in question.
26, I've gone around clearly, but
yeah, been around the whole world, brother.
Yeah.
She's still standing.
Your mom. Anyways.
My mom.
Your mother. Anyways, listen. Shout out to my dudes.
At least my mom doesn't happen to me as a kid.
Shout out to my dudes. You don't know what your mama was doing to feed you.
Bruh, ain't nothing happened to me as a kid. I know I was good. That's all that matters.
That's weird.
I was good. Was you? Was your mom take care of you?
That's weird. That's weird. I mean, if I feel like you had a finger stuck up your ass or something.
I had a tongue. Had a tongue. You like to eat ass. I know you. I just see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a tongue. You want to do mine?
No, I don't want to touch you. Yeah, right. That sounds nasty.
Yeah, right. You do it for a living. You do it to everybody.
But you beg for it.
I beg for it.
Yeah.
No, I demand it.
No. Okay, that's
from home. That do what they're supposed to do. With
you like that? You like that ass lick?
Yeah,
cool.
lick it. I want you to do it right now.
All right, bend over, baby.
There you go. I'll bend over. I open up like Boston Crab for you.
Like, I'm 26. I've got.
No, what is public?
What the? Hey, wait, what? Wait, stop. Wait, stop. What the fuck? What's going on? What the? I don't know. Yo, stop. What are you doing? Yo, stop. We're gonna. Yo, what are you doing? What the?
Fuck you, nigga. Faggot. All right. This nigga fucks men.
No, what is public?
So as you can see, the foolishness that went on. Now, the reason that I want to cover this is because of the victim playing. And it's victim playing on her part. And here's my thing. If you sensitive about certain things, you can't say certain things, and you can't be in certain environments where those things are going to be used against you potentially. And what I'm talking about is going on these podcasts for clout, for whatever reason you may be going on these podcasts, right? Because it looked like who was that? Walter from Fresh and Fit. In any case, going on these podcasts to talk to these people or whatever, for whatever reason, a pay cut, a paycheck, a clout or whatever, to advertise your OnlyFans or whatever the case may be here. That's one thing, right? But you don't know these people. Nobody knows anybody for the most part. Nobody knows anybody in depth or intimately. No one's friends. No one is your friend. So when you go on these podcasts as a chick, as an OF chick, a sex worker, whatever the case may be, you have to realize that when you go on a podcast like this with these types of dudes, they're going to try to insult you based on the fact that you're a sex worker or that you do OnlyFans or whatever the case may be. They're going to do a low blow specifically because they have you on the show, because that's the format of the show. That makes the show, to talk to sex workers about actual relationship stuff. Right? And how these women see relationships, which I've always thought was odd, because sex workers don't have relationships. They have transactions. But I digress on that. So you have to know that disrespect and disrespectful discourse is gonna be a part of it, because that's always a part of it. You know what you're in for if you go on a show like a Fresh and Fit or whatever podcast. They're gonna say crazy stuff to you, especially if you come up as a sex worker or what have you, a woman that they call themselves don't respect. They're gonna have disrespectful comments thrown your way. If you gave personal information that you're later going to be sensitive about, or it's a sensitive topic, such as what she was saying, she was molested as a child. That's a sensitive topic. Okay, generally speaking, that's a sensitive topic. And if you don't know a person, and let's say you are in an environment where you divulge that, you don't know the person that you told it to. They might use it vindictively, which is what happened here. They're trading barbs back and forth. She say your mother, you know what I'm saying, your mom's. Okay. Now that's an old school insult, your mama. You know what I'm saying? Just saying your mama. I don't say nothing about your mama, but just your mama. You know what I'm saying? Just saying that, or whatever. And that led into a back and forth that they started having. Because you don't know these people, and the conversation is already disrespectful, you have to expect that any information that you gave them, whether it's sensitive or not, going to be brought up vindictively now. So you might have been answering that question from a vulnerable space at the moment. And then when y'all got into an exchange, because y'all don't feel nothing for each other, he immediately threw that in your face. He immediately threw it in your face. But the reason that I'm saying she's playing a victim is because when he threw it in her face, she didn't get up. She didn't immediately get angry. She thought she could continue to trade barbs back and forth. And then he started getting even more disrespectful, again, with information that he knew about her. Apparently, whatever sex acts she liked to do on OnlyFans or whatever. And that's when she started really getting upset, because now he's digging, he's poking at her with things that's shameful to her, but it's stuff that's either public knowledge or knowledge she volunteered. This is all within the culture of telling the internet and telling strangers all your deepest, darkest secrets and your business. Right? Because you have to have the maturity to understand that if you put it out there publicly, you either need to not be ashamed of that, or you need to have thick skin when it's brought back up. Because one of the things that I do, I tell people, you can't hurt me with no information I gave you. You can't hurt me with information I told you. You wouldn't even know that if I hadn't have divulged that. But the problem is that this younger generation divulge everything because they think the internet is their friend. They think it's not gonna come back or be shot back at them from people that don't have no empathy for them, because we're not friends. We're not really close associates either. So I don't care about how you feel, about how I turned around what you said and shot it back at you to hurt your feelings, to get under your skin, because we having a back and forth now. And I don't know what's with the younger generation not knowing that this is how people be operating. This is old news. This is not new. This is not a new situation. People been doing this kind of stuff. You can't tell people certain information, especially when you have not gained any kind of rapport with them in order to trust them with the information that you gave them. You understand? She gave information, trying to be vulnerable, trying to be whatever the case may be, had a conversation or whatever, and immediately got upset to the point where she was assaulting this guy. But if you big and bad and you can go word for word, what you get mad enough to hit him for? And if you got mad enough to assault him, you should have just got mad enough to get up and walk off. Don't throw nothing at him. Don't listen. Hey, I don't like him throwing that up, so I'm just going to end the conversation. And, goodbye. If you felt that way. Let's say you're not good at going, word for word. You're not good at jab for jab, verbally. Okay. Everybody not good at that. And if you felt deeply offended, okay. I don't know what you throwing your shoes and all this kind of stuff. What you doing that for? Just get up. You came to an environment that was gonna be hostile to you. The women that come on shows like this are just trying to promote their OnlyFans, and shows like Fresh and Fit are the best platforms in order for them to advertise, because those platforms support those women. And I find it ironic that they talk so bad about hoes, but you the main platform that boost up and save hoes. You a hoe sanctuary. The Fresh and Fit podcast, other podcasts that routinely have sex workers on there, you a hoe sanctuary. Okay? Like, because you can't possibly think that you can get women who have spent X amount of years as sex workers and try to talk to them about being wives. They're not wives. This is one area and one way in which the gateway between the whore culture made its way into the mainstream to mix hoes with wives and normalize whore culture to the masses. Talk to them about being hoes, because that's what they are. Talk to them about they stripping. Talk to them about their OnlyFans account. Talk to them about the sex work transactions that they do. Why would you get known sex workers, known porn actress women to try to talk about what being a wife is? She don't know. She don't even have that mindset. That's not the mindset she work with. She works with a transactional sex work mindset. And she view me in a certain way. And she view herself a certain way. And she act accordingly to that. But that's what I got for you with this. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.